What if the ordinary world you know is just, well, just a thin veil, a cover over something much more complex, maybe magical, and often pretty dangerous?
Yeah, imagine stepping out your door and, running into a vampire. Or maybe a werewolf.
Or even a fairy just trying to grab a beer at the local bar. Sounds wild,
It
right?
does. But it's the world brought to life, at least in the imagination of Charlaine Harris.
Exactly. And today we're doing a deep dive into a collection of her short stories, all featuring Sookie Stackhouse.
Right, the Louisiana barmaid whose life is, let's just say, anything but mundane.
And we've got some great sources for this. There's an author's introduction, which is really interesting about her creative process.
And 5 specific stories. Fairy dust, Dracula night, one-word answer, lucky, and gift wrap. Quite a stack.
It is. So our mission here really is to pull out the surprising bits, the fascinating details about this world where, vampires, fairies, werewolves, witches, they live right alongside us.
We want to explore the social dynamics, the hidden rules, what it's really like to navigate all that.
Especially if you're human, but with this extraordinary gift in a supernatural world, we're aiming to uncover the hidden logic, the twists.
A reality that feels stranger than fiction, but kind of makes sense within its own rules.
Okay, so to really get into this, we have to start with the person right at the center of it all.
Has to be Sookie Stackhouse herself. Because her ability, it shapes absolutely everything, doesn't it?
It really does. Her telepathy. It's not just like a cool party trick. You describe it as this relentless noise.
Oh, totally.
Right.
Constant mental noise. Imagine hearing everyone's thoughts all the time.
Like what kind of thoughts is she hearing day to day?
Well, everyday stuff mostly. Her brother's friend, Hoyt, thinking about maybe planting rose bushes.
Right.
Or her friend Arlene wondering if her latest boyfriend's going to propose. Or, some teenager stressing about algebra grades or a secret boyfriend.
Wow. Just constant.
Constant. And it's exhausting. It makes real connections super difficult because she knows every little hidden judgment, every unspoken thought.
So it's a huge burden in the human world. But then the twist is how this problem actually becomes her biggest asset when she steps into the supernatural world.
Precisely. That's the key shift.
How does that work? How does this curse become like a superpower?
Because human minds are loud, right? A cacophony. But vampires, Sookie finds them to be a silent void.
Whoa. Complete silence.
Complete silence. A total mental rest stop for her. Werewolves are quieter too. Not silent, but calmer. She might pick up like emotional wafts, odd bits of thought, but not the overwhelming noise.
So that's silence. It's not just relief,
It's her way in. It means she can interact with them without being bombarded. It makes her uniquely able to read situations, maybe even individuals, in a way no other human can. An incredible advantage in a world built on secrets.
And that unique view makes her our guide, often kind of an unwilling one.
Definitely unwilling sometimes.
Into this world that, for everyone else, changed completely at one specific moment.
Ah, yes. The big one. The great revelation.
Right. Let's talk about that. The moment vampires basically said, hello world, we exist.
Wasn't gradual, was it? Just bang, global announcement.
Triggered by that invention in Japan. Synthetic blood. True blood, as it's famously known.
Suddenly, they didn't need to hide in the shadows to feed anymore. And that just sent shockwaves everywhere.
The impact must have been huge. And different everywhere, I bet.
Oh, massively different. Some places, like Western Europe and Louisiana especially, showed this surprising tolerance. Maybe it's the cultural mix there.
Could be. Louisiana's got that history.
But other areas, Muslim countries, parts of South America, much more hostile, big losses for vampires there.
So that hostility pushed them towards the more tolerant places.
Exactly. An influx of, well, some call them cold ones, immigrating, lots ending up in Louisiana, seeking refuge, even though it wasn't exactly, safe, just safer.
And it's crucial, isn't it, that while the vamps are out, other supernaturals, wares, shifters, fairies, they're mostly still hidden.
Right, which adds another layer of complexity. It's not just one secret society, it's multiple, often hidden from each other too.
So to really get Sookie's adventures, we kind of need a quick guide to these different groups, their rules, their quirks.
A Supernatural Societies 101. Okay, let's start with the vampires.
Okay, Dracula Night gives us a great peek. Their reverence for Vlad Tepes, Vlad the Impaler.
The historical fest, yeah. They see him as the first modern vampire, the one who elevated the species.
Elevated them from what?
From, and this is a quote, Disgusting, completely secret, ragged, filthy, living in holes and cemeteries like animals. So Vlad brought some class structure.
Interesting. And apparently Bram Stoker's Dracula novel was just a mix of fact and creative license after meeting the guy. A bit of Stokenizing, as Harris puts it.
Right. And their society now, very structured, strict hierarchy.
Right.
You've got area sheriffs like Eric Northman.
Everyone's favorite Viking vampire.
Yeah. And powerful queens ruling territories. And the penalties for breaking rules, they're harsh.
Like taking unwilling human blood or hurting a high-ranking vamp.
Big no-nos. Execution by stake or sunlight. Serious stuff. And then there's this whole thing with royalty blood.
What's that?
It's this rare bottled mix, synthetic plus real blood from people of title.
So literal blue blood.
Kinda, yeah. It's a smata symbol. The
Okay.
older elite vamps prefer it. Really shows the class divide.
Especially compared to the new vampires, the ones turned after the revelation.
Exactly. They never knew the deep secrecy, the shadows the older ones lived in for centuries. Creates a real generational gap.
Okay, shifting gears. Fairies. Fairy dust shows us they're surprisingly human-like sometimes,
In ways, yeah. Stunningly beautiful, love attention, charming.
but also kind of forgetful. Like Claudine never tipping Sookie at the bar.
Ah! Yes, that detail. It's those little human quirks. But the really insightful thing, their big weakness.
Oh yeah, this is brilliant.
Lemons and limes.
So mundane. Like silver for werewolves, garlic for vampires, and citrus for fairies.
It's such a great touch. It grounds them. They have immense power, strength, magical persuasion. But lemon juice can take them down. It's almost relatable.
It makes them vulnerable in a really unexpected way. And then finding out Sookie's great-grandfather is Niall Briggan.
A fairy prince, like over 1,000 years old.
Whoa, that just adds this whole ancient hidden layer to everything. And to Sookie herself.
Totally connects her lineage to this deep supernatural history.
Okay, briefly then. The wares and shifters. We meet characters like Sam Merlett,
Sookie's boss, the shifter.
Colonel Flood, the werewolf packmaster in Shreveport,
Yeah.
Kelvin Norris leading the Werepanthers.
And even Terry Belfleur, the guy at the bar with PTSD who loves dogs. Maybe a hint there, too.
Could be. Their society seems just as complex, just hidden.
Oh, yeah. Pack feuds, territories, neutral grounds, and the pressure of that dual nature,
Yeah.
balancing the human and the animal, the modern world and ancient rules, it adds this constant tension.
So you've got Sookie with her telepathy, navigating this incredibly complex, layered, dangerous world.
Which naturally leads her into becoming, well, a detective of sorts.
Yeah, she ends up solving mysteries no one else possibly could. Though telepathy isn't just background noise, it's the key.
It's the ultimate lie detector, right? In a world where everyone has secrets. Let's look at case file number 1.
The lemon-scented murder from fairy dust. Sookie gets hired by these fairy twins, Claude and Claudine.
Because their triplet sister, Claudette, who worked at a strip club called Hooligans, has been murdered.
Classic whodunit setup, but make it supernatural.
And Sookie's telepathy is just indispensable. She interviews the suspect strippers, Barry and Jeff, Rita Child, the owner.
And she hears the truth behind the words.
Exactly, like Barry says Claudette insulted him publicly, but Sookie hears him thinking Claudette called him inadequate privately. Big difference.
And the weapon. That's the genius part.
So simple, lemon juice. On a money pouch Claudette handled, it exploits that core fairy weakness perfectly.
And the killer.
Rita, the club owner, Sookie picks up her intense jealousy because Claude and Claudette were planning to leave her club. That jealousy, combined with knowing the lemon allergy, deadly.
And the fairy's justice. Wow.
It's chilling, isn't it? They take over the club and sentence Rita to a year-long hunt.
A deadly game where they chase her, prompting only not to use lemons.
It's brutal, yeah, but also so specifically fairy. Tailored to their nature, their sense of retribution, makes you really pause about different kinds of justice.
Okay, next case. Lucky. This one's different. Cosmic imbalance.
Yeah, it explores the unintended side effects of magic, even well-meaning magic.
We meet Greg Aubert, insurance agent. Uses magic to protect his clients. And he's doing great.
Super successful, best-selling Pelican State agent in northern Louisiana, but then sabotage starts happening at his office.
That's going on.
Well, first we learn about magical nulls, people totally immune to magic. Spells just don't stick, which is a fascinating concept itself.
Like a natural shield.
Exactly. But the main thing is this theory of cosmic luck. Turns out Greg's magic, all those protective spells, it was basically sucking up all the available luck in the parish.
Wait, really? Like luck is a finite resource?
Apparently so in this world. His good fortune, magically boosted, was causing bad luck for the other agents. Their businesses suffered. Clients had more claims. It was creating an imbalance.
So his success was literally making others fail.
Unintentionally, yes. And on top of that, Sookie and her witch friend Amelia discover clerk, Sally Lundy, is actually sabotaging the office, too, out of plain old jealousy.
So it was both. The cosmic imbalance and sabotage.
Yeah, the sabotage was maybe only working because the magic was already unstable. Plus, there's a new vampire, Dustin, dating Greg's daughter, and they were messing up the office wards without realizing it. Just layers of magical chaos.
It's such a good illustration of consequences. Even good intentions can go sideways in a magical world. Every action has a reaction.
Absolutely. And these hidden layers, the deceptions, they just keep getting deeper, sometimes involving vampire royalty.
Right, like in one-word answer, Sookie gets a visit from Mr. Cataliades.
The half-demon lawyer, whose thoughts are just static to Sookie, another unique mental signature.
And he brings news. Sookie's estranged cousin Hadley is dead. And the shocker, Hadley was a vampire.
And not just any vampire, a favorite of the Queen of Louisiana, which pulls Sookie right into the dangerous politics of the New Orleans vampire scene.
We get these glimpses of the cities of the dead cemeteries.
Those famous above-ground crypts, and the local vampire ritual using the blood of the dead to raise the dead, trying to talk to spirits like Marie Laveau. Very atmospheric.
But the truth about Hadley's death, it's pure vampire politics.
Totally. Waldo, another of the Queen's favorites, claimed anti-vampire fanatics killed Hadley, but Sookie figures out he did it. Out of jealousy.
And Waldo himself is quite a character. Albino, punished by the Queen previously by being kept in a saline tank.
Yeah, for years. Shows the Queen's power and, frankly, her cruelty.
But the Queen's move here is incredibly cunning.
Oh, masterful manipulation. She sets it up so Sookie's basically offered the chance to execute Waldo. The gift of vengeance.
But Sookie's too smart for that. She doesn't want to be the executioner.
No, she cleverly maneuvers him into basically getting himself killed. A sort of suicide by cop situation with the Queen's guards.
And her responses to the Queen afterwards, just yes, or silence. Playing the game brilliantly, it really shows the treacherous, layered power plays.
And what's fascinating is that this kind of intricate planning, this orchestration, it isn't always malicious. Sometimes it's surprisingly kind.
Which brings us to maybe the most elaborate deception of all. And it's deeply personal for Sookie. Gift wrap.
Ah, yes. The Christmas story.
Sookie's having a lonely Christmas Eve, goes for a walk, finds this guy, looks like an injured werewolf. Preston Partlow.
Claims he's from the Deer Killer Pack, abandoned after a feud with the Sharp Claw Pack. Classic damsel in distress, or werewolf in distress situation.
And Sookie, being Sookie, her protective side kicks right in. She takes him in, hides him.
Even defends him when the supposed Sharp Claws show up looking for him.
But the twist.
Yeah.
This is a big one.
Huge. The whole thing is fake, a setup.
Preston isn't a werewolf. He's a fairy shapeshifter.
The pack feud. Made up. The Sharp Claws. Paid actors, including a wearer named Ralph and his buddy Kurt, who actually work for
Neil Brunk. Sookie's great-grandfather, the fairy prince.
He orchestrated the entire thing as a Christmas gift for Sookie. Even got her brother Jason involved, unknowingly, by having him lend the woods as a fake neutral ground.
It's incredible. But why? What was Neil's motivation?
Sookie was lonely. He knew she deserved something special, something magical, but he also knew her.
So he tailored the gift.
Perfectly. He gave her a mission, find someone hurt, engaged her protective side, defend him. He even addressed her recent lack of intimacy by having Preston seduce her.
Wow. It wasn't just a gift. It was an experience designed specifically for her personality and needs.
Exactly, all disguised as danger and intrigue. It shows the incredible depth of understanding and power these ancient beings have. To weave such an illusion just for one person's happiness.
So after diving into all these stories, these intricate plots and hidden societies, what do we take away from it all?
Well, I mean, the first thing is just how much more complex this fictional world is than it first appears, right? It's so many hidden layers.
Definitely. And Sookie's telepathy. It really highlights how a personal trait, something seen as a curse, can become this unique key, this blessing, in a different context.
We also see how all these different societies, human, vampire, fairy, where they all grapple with similar things. Power, jealousy, justice, just through their own unique, sometimes ruthless lenses.
These stories, they really push you to look beyond the surface, don't they? Even when things seem clear, there's usually something else going on underneath.
Deeper motivations, hidden forces, it challenges you to question assumptions, both in the stories and maybe, well, maybe elsewhere too.
Which leads to a final thought for you, our listener, something to mull over. If one, admittedly, very powerful and ancient, fairy prince like Niall can orchestrate such an incredibly elaborate magical charade, all for the happiness of one human woman on Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
what other unseen forces, maybe not fairies, but subtle influences, might be shaping the seemingly ordinary events in our own lives, for reasons we can't even begin to guess?
That is something to think about. What hidden scripts might be playing out around us?
Exactly. Something to ponder until our next deep dive.